Hey everyone, and welcome! Today, we're going to break down this awesome mental math trick that's seriously going to change how you look at interest rates. It's a quick, powerful way to figure out what your money is actually earning. Let's jump right in.
So let's start with a question. You see an investment that's offering 6% interest, and it's compounded monthly. Now you might think, great, I get 6%. But is that what you actually walk away with at the end of the year? The short answer, nope. You're actually getting a little bit more. The real question is, how much more?
Well, if you wanted the exact answer, you'd have to pull out this monster of a formula. This is the official way to calculate the effective annual rate, or EAR. And unless you're some kind of math wizard, trying to calculate something to the power of 12 in your head is, well, it's pretty much impossible. This thing right here is exactly why we need a shortcut.
And that brings us to what I call the mental math hurdle. That formula we just saw, yeah, it's super precise, but let's be real, it's not something you're going to use when you're just trying to get a quick feel for something. We need a way to get a good enough answer, and we need it in seconds.
But before we get to the cool trick, let's just make sure we're all on the same page. The concept we're talking about is the effective annual rate, or EAR. All this means is the rate you truly get after you account for the magic of compounding. The interest you earn on your interest over the course of the year.
So instead of wrestling with that complicated math, we're just going to reframe the whole problem. We're going to think about this using what I call the extra interest idea. And trust me, this is where it all clicks.
At its heart, the real rate you get is just the rate they tell you, plus a little extra that comes from the compounding. Our entire game plan is to find a really fast way to estimate that little extra bit without having to do any heavy lifting.
And this right here, this is the key. The whole trick is just about estimating that little bit of extra interest you earn on the interest itself. See, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. We're just laser focused on that small, extra slice of money that compounding gives you.
Okay, so how do we actually do it? Let's walk through the solution. I'm calling it the three-step trick. And I promise, once you see it, you'll be able to do this in your head, no problem. All right, step one is super simple. You just take the annual rate, which is 6%, and you divide it by 12 for 12 months. That gives you your monthly interest rate, 0.5% or 0.5%. Easy, right? Okay, lock that number in.
Now for the secret sauce. Where does that extra interest come from? Well, it's from the interest that's been sitting in your account all year, earning its own interest. On average, that interest has been there for about half the year. So for our estimate, we take that monthly rate of 0.5%, and we just chop it in half. That gives us 0.25%, which in decimal form is 0.0025. This little number is our key.
Okay, time to put it all together. To get that extra bit, we multiply our original 6% annual rate by that secret ingredient we just found, which was half the monthly rate, or 0.25%. Now, an easy way to do this in your head is to think, what's a quarter of 6? Well, that's 1.5. So 0.25% of 6% is 0.15%. That's it. That's our extra bit. The final step? Just add that 0.15% back to the original 6%.
And boom, there it is. Our 6% nominal rate plus our estimated extra of 0.15% gives us an approximate effective annual rate of 6.15%. And we did that with some basic division and multiplication. No crazy exponents, no calculators needed.
So that was fast, right? But the million-dollar question is, how accurate is our 6.15%? Is it actually any good? Well, let's put our little trick to the test.
This is the moment of truth. We used a simple little shortcut to land on 6.15%. But how does that number stack up against the real, hardcore mathematical answer? Let's find out. Okay, check this out. This table has three numbers. First, you've got the stated rate, the nominal rate, which is just 6%. Then there's our approximation, which we figured out was 6.15%. And then the actual EAR, the number you get from that crazy formula, is 6.1678%. I mean, just look at how close our number is. It's incredible.
This bar chart really drives the point home. You can see the small jump from the starting rate to the actual true rate, and look where our approximation is. It's right there, almost perfectly hugging the actual answer. For a quick calculation you did in your head, that's amazing.
Let's just put a number on it. The difference between our quick and dirty trick and the precise official formula is less than 0.02%. That is nothing. For quickly checking a loan document or comparing a couple of investments on the fly, that is absolutely 100% close enough.
So what does this all really mean for you?
It means you've just picked up a new financial superpower. Seriously, this isn't just a neat party trick, it's a genuinely practical tool you can use.
Think about it. Now you can quickly sanity check any calculation someone shows you. You can make fast, on-the-spot comparisons between different savings accounts or loans. All of this just builds your financial intuition and confidence. At the end of the day, you're empowered to get a really solid, good enough answer in just a few seconds.
And that really brings us to the end. This simple trick is such a powerful reminder that you don't always need a spreadsheet or a calculator to make smart financial moves. Which kind of leaves us with one last question to think about. What other powerful financial rules of thumb are out there, just waiting for us to discover?